From the Telegraph, taking the world by storm.
Oh, I thought this was fake.
Lego can be anti-LGBT, says Science Museum. Institution's Seeing Thing Queerly tour claims people think the toy bricks are gendered and reinforces the idea of heterosexuality is the norm. I'd like to pause and just state all the Legos are male. That's it. They all got doodads that stick into doodads. You know what I'm saying?
True, it's true.
Wait, does that make them all hermaphroditic? Because technically they have both.
No, it's because the doodad sticks into the rear of the other block. You know what I'm
You
saying?
had to know where that was going.
But wasn't it the Legos that got rid of the cop Legos and all the Legos
Yes, they
during the
did.
whole thing when they were trying to be politically correct during Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
And now they've turned on the Legos. They were all proud of them when they got rid of all the cop Legos, and
Legos.
I do
they're
love how like
heterosexual.
you get an analysis from the same website. Now, not even Lego is safe from today's gender-obsessed loonies. Apparently, the Danish plastic bricks adds weight to the heteronormative notion that there are only two
There are
sexes.
only two sexes. There are only two sexes. There are only two sexes.
Here's the problem, though. This is funny and all, and we can all laugh at this, but the problem is there's probably some study that's being funded by the USAID
Right, exactly.
overseas that is going to put this out as a report for people to read, not realizing that it was your tax dollars that paid for it.
Oh, it's a science museum.
They say that people describe Lego bricks as having male and female parts that are made to mate with each other. Did you ever go to a like market and you're buying, if you're buying like electrical components, and like this is really true. Phil, you know this. You go to a Guitar Center or something, and you need to get adapters or plugs for some instruments. And when you're buying like a 1/4-inch cable, what?
They are male and female ends. That is just the way nature intended it.
And when we built the cables.
What?
When we created the 1/4-inch cables, nature intended us.
Yes.
Intended for us. So I have an amp behind me, and you take the cable and you stick it in the hole.
Yes.
And that's why there are male and female parts. So when you're buying cables, like XLR, for instance, like it's pretty important to know if you're gonna have a male or female, ends or whatever, or especially if you're getting extensions, adapters, and things like that. There's male and female.
If you get male and you need female, or you get female and you need male, you're going to have a bad time.
But that means that Guitar Center is anti-LGBTQ.
Thank you,
It's
Guitar
like
Center.
when, remember when they stopped putting master bedroom on listings for,
Yes.
for apartments and homes?
Now it's primary.
Primary bedroom. And computer components as well.
Yeah, in coding.
Yep.
They had master and slave, and they were like, nah, not
Can't
anymore.
do that. Or Slave 1 in Star Wars. Can't do that anymore either.
What was that about?
That was Boba Fett's,
Yeah.
the name of his spaceship was Slave One.
Now what is it?
I don't even remember what
Slay One?
Yeah.
Slave.
I know. And
Yeah.
now it's slave.
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably
Let me see.
Slay
I'll-
1.
I'll
You're probably
slay.
not wrong.
See.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Did that.
Nobody watched Boba Fett, though, so it doesn't matter.
We need to start making content that is just overtly the other direction. Where it's like actually, I was thinking about this. Have you played Marvel Rivals?
Oh, now it's referred to as the fire spray gunship.
Oh, wow.
It
Oh,
is
really?
Slave One. Yeah.
Have you played Marvel Rivals?
No, I've not.
I noticed it's hot. Okay, people love this game. Overwatch is done. Marvel Rivals gameplay is through the roof. Like at any given moment, 500,000 people are actively playing. And in the game, if anyone's seen it, the dudes are all insanely jacked, and the women are all like hourglass with big butts and big boobs. And I'm like, all right. And then a bunch of woke people got mad because they were like, why can't I make Spider-Man a woman? Like, why can't I have girl Spider-Man? Like, we should be able to gender... Like, the woke people were complaining that you couldn't make male and gender-swapped versions of the characters.
Is that like why they talk about the getting rid of male and female and making it body type A and body type B?
Oh, that is so cringe. In did you guys hear that Dragon Age flopped?
Yeah, Veilguard, right?
Veilguard. So you don't got to worry. I won't get too esoteric for you, Mel. This is a video game where when it was being promoted, a viral scene from the game showed characters, they were talking, and then one of the characters referred to a deity as she, and then went, oh, oops, I just referred to a non-binary deity as she, And then she goes, I got to go pull a barv. And then starts doing push-ups. And they're like, what are you doing? And then it's like 10 minutes of explaining that if you misgender someone, you need to do push-ups because it proves that you're like reconciling for the slight.
Unbelievable.
But to your point
I'm gonna
about
dab
making a like content the opposite way, I'm actually the opposite. Like when I see content that goes the opposite way, whether it's like right wing, I just can't stand it.
No, I'm saying overt and over the top. Like not something where it's like, we're going to wave American flags instead. I'm saying mockery to the extreme where all the guys are like 7 foot tall, just it's like Arnold. Everybody is Arnold. They're all just super ripped.
No Timothy Chalamet's here.
No Timothy Chalamet's. And
Everyone's
it's just,
Alan Richson.
See, so the thing is, what you're referring to, Brett, is the uncanny valley of the other direction, right? So it's like, here's your spectrum of the, like, preaching is annoying, and then, like, the movie's just bad because it's overtly woke.
Right.
If you're going to go the other way, so imagine this. If a movie was so woke it was funny, then it's good.
Well, yeah. But
And so the same thing has to be if you're going to make it in the other direction. You can't just be like, yeah, well, what if we have conservatives? Like, nah, that's dumb. But what if it's insane and hilarious?
well, like some movies are so bad it's good. I still think that Madam Web was actually hilarious because it was so bad.
What is a woke movie that's good and funny that you can think of? I mean,
Okay, so The Craft is so woke and bad. The new one,
I didn't see the new one, only the
it's
old
like
one.
you are laughing like crazy. So
that's good.
So it's like these 4 girls. One of them is trans, is actually a boy, and that's a part of the story. They break into a bully's house and use magic to make him gay.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. That's nothing like the old Craft.
It's like, it's just, you're laughing the whole time and face palming. It's so bad. And then at the end, David Duchovny is like, I am the patriarch and I'm going to steal your magic. And then they like light him on fire or something.
Such a perfect
gotta
role for
check it
David
out.
Duchovny too.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's a good. It's not that it's good. It's that it's laughably bad, and so
Yeah.
you can enjoy how miserable it is.
I can't make it through those ones, man. I
Yeah,
can't.
it's
Like I
hard.
can't.
Have you seen Spiral?
No. Oh, the one with Chris Rock.
No, I don't think so.
Uh,
Spiral is a Shudder film about an interracial gay couple with an adoptive daughter. I think adoptive daughter, and they move into this house in a neighborhood where they live next to a waspy white family, and then the waspy white family is trying to kill them, and they were like, "We're immortal." And we white people live forever by sacrificing people. And then the interracial gay couple is like, but why us? And he goes, because no one cares if an interracial gay couple dies. And it's
Oh,
just
my.
like, it's like, oh, come on, dude. And then the spiral is how they keep moving minority families of various types into this house.
Oh, my
Because
God.
when they sacrifice them for immortality, nobody cares.
so there's no white flight. Everybody moves in there, and then
Yeah, but basically what they do is they rent the house out or whatever to various minority families, sacrifice them for immortality, and then their point is that like when the minority family goes missing, nobody comes looking for them.
Oh, my. That's ridiculous. I can't even believe that.
I don't have the patience, my friend.
Yeah, I watched the movie recently. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, how much do you want to bet that the black female character is going to make it a point to say like everybody's racist or something? Maybe you know this one. They go to an island where they get their memories erased.
Yeah. Blink twice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's like Epstein Island. It's a.
yeah, so it's basically like a bunch of dudes. They use this perfume to erase the memories of women after they rape them, and so they can just keep abusing them. And the main character is this black woman, and I was like, I got a feeling they're gonna inject some kind of weird race BLM thing into the plot. Sure enough, instead of calling the police when they had a chance, she starts yelling about how the cops won't listen to a black woman,
Right.
and that the white people will get away with it. So that's why we can't have the police. And I was like, so you're filling in your plot hole by just calling it racism? And she was like, the white people never get held accountable. The police won't listen to women. Why won't they believe women? And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
'Cause
It was
they're
a
women.
bad turn in that movie. But I mean, that movie was pretty, I mean, especially because it was done by, I guess, Lenny Kravitz's daughter and Lisa Bonet's daughter, that they made that movie because that
Oh,
really.
Zoe Kravitz made that one.
Yeah, because she was the director. Because I mean, that's pretty much what people say happened on Epstein Island. So it was a
I
little
don't
bit
know.
freaked out.
What, that he was drugging people to erase their memories?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. That's what people were saying.
The end of the movie is that she erases the white billionaire's memory and
and then
becomes, marries him.
Right, and becomes the CEO.
Yeah, and then he's basically in a state of mental retardation because she keeps wiping his memory. And he's like, ah.
That's Cardi B, right?
I guess I don't know.
Could have made a new Men in Black with that.
Yeah.
Maybe they
Could
will.
have.
They were trying to do a Men in Black universe.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I feel like
They were what was it? They kept trying to cross it over with 21 Jump Street.
what's up with you know what I think it is? I think TikTok is largely not only TikTok, but Instagram too, is why we have cultural stagnation. We used to have good movies, big movies, but now people aren't centered on singular ideas and topics and themes. They're just swipe, swipe, swipe. Like for me right now, the only thing I watch are pizza videos. Literally, Dave Portnoy telling me which pizzas are good are the best videos ever. I will fight you. It's just Dave's. He's nailed it. I'm watching a video from 10 years ago of him being like, "This pizza's so good." One bite, and then he bites it 5 times.
He likes the best style of pizza too, in my opinion.
Thin and crispy.
Yeah.
No flop.
No flop though.
And Dotoli. Do you know Dotoli?
Yeah, I thought I was the one who told you about him ages ago. Yeah, he's probably my favorite person to follow on Instagram. If
Dude,
you're
it's
looking
amazing.
for somebody to inspire you, this is the
Bro,
guy.
he's like, I'm gonna stuff buffalo chicken wings in a pizza crust, and I'm like, this is the greatest content ever made. But nobody's
He's got a brother. You know, he's got a brother too. Also has a channel. They both
make pizza.
Yeah, they both make pizza.
Oh, his videos are great. And I'm just like, no one's gonna make a movie based on this stuff.
I mean,
So we're all
someday there should
watching.
be a version of like Rudy, but with Dotoli becoming famous, making pizzas rather than football.
Dude, I just gotta tell you, all these videos where they like have a fresh baked pizza and then they just lift it up, I could watch those nonstop. And then today I was like, let's go get pizza, and then we did. I was like, I must.
It's a good day.
Yeah. And then we ordered a bunch of Lou Malnati's.
1 cup of cheese, the second cup of cheese.
But my point is like, everybody's watching something different. So when they try making movies, there's no cultural cohesion around those.
That's why it's all
ideas.
centered around IP now, because all of these companies have farmed out and bought up all of the IP, which is why next summer you have, in just July, you have Superman, Jurassic Park, and Fantastic Four within 3 weeks of each other
Jeez.
in 1 month.
They're just making the same movies over and over and over again. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
I love it.
You know what's kind of crazy to me is I was listening to Blue Monday by Orgy. You guys know that? You know that one?
Yep.
1990s, like 94, I think. Yeah, that song came out like 9 years after the original Blue Monday, I think. When was the original Blue Monday? It was like not even a decade. And I'm like, back in the day, they would do modern covers 10 years later.
Yep.
And now I'm like, nobody will even like, nobody's doing like, there's not big covers, sort of. There's been a couple that have been big, but now it's like, bro, there's 30-year-old songs people don't cover, and they were massive and they were huge. And I'm like, we used to have all of this stuff. Now it's just, I don't know, everything's disparate and fractured.
When it comes to movies, for instance, they're making Jurassic World Rebirth, and it's being made by Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards did Rogue One. He also did a movie that I really liked from 2 years ago called The Creator with Denzel Washington's son. And the reason why it matters that it's IP is that the movie he made a couple of years ago, which I think is beautifully shot, $80 million they spent on it, and it looks like it cost $250 million to make, but nobody went to see it because it wasn't based on any original IP that anybody actually knew. But are people going to go see a Gareth Edwards movie about Star Wars or about Jurassic World? Probably. They'll at least make...
Well, that's why they did Joker, which was basically Taxi Driver.
and Kings of Comedy.
This is what was crazy to me is I was thinking about Spider-Man, and I'm just like, yo, they do a new Spider-Man every like 3 years.
The guy who...
For 30 years.
The guy who wrote the new Jurassic World movie so he also did the original, he did the screenplay for the original Jurassic Park and the 2002 Spider-Man.
Isn't Tom Holland like 30?
Yeah, rough around
And
that.
he's playing a 16-year-old.
No, I mean, he's going into college now. He'll be
18-year-old.
19, 20. I mean, back in
Oh,
the
you keep pushing.
80s and the 90s, all of the kids in high school were played by
True.
30-year-olds.
Oh, yeah,
so.
But isn't it crazy that they would make a Spider-Man movie every 3 years?
Well, they have to do that. It was
Right.
part of holding on to the rights.
No, I know. It's like, bro, I don't want to watch Spider-Man anymore. And that's why when they did the new one, they were like, we're not going to do an origin story. Because it's just, come on, we can't keep doing this.
Well, and they've also got the animated ones coming out, the Across the Spider-Verse ones as well. Not my
Madam
animation
Web.
style. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's Sony proper, whereas Marvel is doing the...
No, I know. I'm just saying Madam Web. Wow.
Yep.
I liked Craven, but it's just so weird they're doing these Spider-Man with no Spider-Man movies.
Which is funny, too, because they found out later they are allowed to use Spider-Man in there, and people just assume that they weren't allowed to use them. Otherwise, why would they do that? They're like, people will be confused. I'm like, that's underselling your audience a bit, but I think it wouldn't matter anyways.
Do you think there's ever going to be a return to theaters for movies that like the whole country goes to see?
It
Well, we
still
did.
happens. Top Gun Maverick did that.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick was huge.
Yeah.
If you're talking about one, even that's still IP technically because it's based on a
Yeah.
movie from
And that's why.
30 years ago.
This is the crazy thing. Let me tell you, we were hanging out at a bar. This is like 6 months ago, and I went to the jukebox, and it was playing some song. I had no idea. Just and I'm like, I don't know what this is. And I saw some people dancing, and some people weren't. I put on Bohemian Rhapsody. The entire bar started singing.
There you go.
The next song came on. 2 or 3 people are dancing, and I'm like, people walked over to the jukebox, put on modern music, and it was just nobody was unified. But if you go back in time, I can put on a song like Bohemian Rhapsody, and everybody was singing it. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.